Now to officially start our meeting, we always start with the Pledge of Allegiance. This morning we are honored to have Matthew Irvin with us to lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance.
Please face the flag and join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, Matthew.
Thank you.
First item on our agenda is item B this morning, approval of the regular session minutes of June 2nd, 2021. Board, we received these in advance. Are there any deletions or corrections this morning?
None.
Hearing none, call the roll, please. I need a motion. I always jump.
So moved.
Is there a second?
I'll second.
Call the roll, please.
Commissioner Painter.
Yes.
Commissioner Batchelor.
Yes.
Commissioner Corcoran.
Yes. This morning we have a proclamation. I need the Boy Scouts up here this morning. Come on up by the podium, everybody. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Thank you for coming out. It's such a rainy, ugly day. But this morning, accepting the proclamation is Jeff Williams, our Scoutmaster. And this is the St. Veronica Troop, number 135. This proclamation is about Flag Day, June 14th, 2021. It's National Flag Week, June 13th through the 19th. Whereas since the Second Continental Congress adopted its design more than 200 years ago, the Stars and Stripes have been a powerful symbol of freedom, hope, and opportunity. We fly Old Glory from government buildings, schools, city halls, police, and fire stations, stores, offices, and our front porches. Wherever Americans are gathered, sporting events, places of worship, parades and rallies, our flag waves proudly, representing the enduring spirit of our country. And whereas on June 14, 1777, the Continental Congress passed a resolution defining the colors, the configuration, and symbolism of the Stars and Stripes, which is known as the American flag. The American flag helps us to never forget the bravery of the men and women in uniform who defend it. And when we look at the red, white, and blue, we are reminded of the blood spilled across generations to safeguard liberty. We are filled with pride and patriotism and remind of our fight for freedom. And whereas on May 30th, 1916, President Woodrow Wilson issued a proclamation deeming June 14th as Flag Day. On this day and the week to follow, let us recommit ourselves to the principles upon which our country was founded. With grateful hearts, let us reflect upon the price of freedom and brave souls who give their lives to preserve it. And as we raise our flag, as we stand and salute or place our hands over our hearts, let us renew our sacred pledge that we will forever remain one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Now, therefore, we, the Clermont County Board of Commissioners, do hereby proclaim June 14th, 2021 as Flag Day, and the week of June 13th through the 19th, 2021 as National Flag Week in Clermont County, and encourage all the citizens of Clermont County to proudly display the American flag and to observe with pride all those days from the Flag Day through Independence Day as a time to honor America. And this proclamation is presented this morning by myself, Claire B. Corcoran, President, David L. Painter, Vice President, and Bonnie J. Batchelor, Member. And we're presenting this to the Veronica's Troop 135 today. And Jeff Williams, could you step forward, please? I don't know if you'd like to say something, but boy, you have a great crew of young men here this morning. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Podium's yours.
I don't need to say anything. I wasn't prepared, but just thank you. We got a great group of kids. We got about 50 in our troop, and you know, one of the things we do teach the troop is about our, you know, respect for our country. Part of our oath is our duty to God and to our country. So we do a lot of, you know, these boys practice on proper way to fold flags and how to show respect to the flag, and you know, we get a lot of good opportunities to go put flags out at the cemeteries for the those who had passed for us. You know, we're also honored to be able to retire old tattered flags in different ceremonies and stuff. So this is a great honor from Troop 135. So thank you very much.
Can I ask you, can each one of the young men introduce themselves and tell us how long they've been a member?
Very good.
Got the podium. There's a microphone up there.
So I'm Anthony. I've been part of the troop for about 3-4 years now, and I am a second class.
Thank you.
Very good.
My name's Matthew Irvin. I've been in the troop for 4 years, and I'm a Life Scout.
My name's Sam Chapman. I've been in the troop for 3 years, and I'm a Star Scout.
I'm Eddie Gibson, and I'm working on my scout, and I'm a first class.
Thank you.
First year.
That's good. How about a round of applause for these gentlemen?
And would it be okay if you guys come right here in front of the dais and kind of line up, and we'll kind of stand behind you and take a picture? What do you say?
Oh, down there.
You might want to stay up here.
Oh, here?
Stay right up there. It's fine.
What do you want? You want
Kinda
Bonnie
fine,
over?
Yeah.
Are you saying I'm short?
Yes, I don't know what he's saying. He'll take 3 pictures, so don't freak out. Great.
Thank you.
Thank you,
Thank you.
gentlemen, for
Thanks
being
for
with us
coming.
Thanks for being
today.
here.
Thank
so
you.
much for having us. Thank you.
You're welcome to stay if you want to stay, but if you'd like to leave, we understand.
I think we're gonna go.
Thank you, and the moms that brought them too, and the dads. Moving on with our agenda this morning, we have public participation. Is there anyone who wishes to speak this morning? Hearing none. Moving on to consent agenda item E. Board, you've received this consent agenda in advance. Are there any corrections or deletions that need to be presented? Hearing none, I will now call for a motion. Is there a motion to approve?
I'll make the motion to approve.
Is there a second?
Second.
Call the roll, please.
Commissioner Batchelor?
Yes.
Commissioner Painter?
Yes.
Commissioner Corcoran?
Yes. Item F, consent agenda, starts with item number 10 this morning. Item number 10 is a recommendation of the Board of County Commissioners to adopt resolution number 102-21, which is resolving to approve payment to vendors in the total amount of $1,481,610.95 as set forth in the BCC approval invoice report for checks dated June 9, 2021, BCC directed prepaid invoices reports and/or the procurement card transaction report as presented by the county auditor on June the 7th, 2021, and further authorizing the county auditor to issue the warrants for pursuant to section 319.16 Ohio Revised Code. Board, do I have a motion to pay the bills?
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
Any discussion? Hearing none, call the roll, please.
Commissioner Painter?
Yes.
Commissioner Batchelor?
Yes.
Commissioner Corcoran?
Yes. Item number 11. Good morning. How are you?
Good morning, Jeremy Evans, County Engineer. So item 11 is a recommendation to reduce the weight limit on County Bridge number T194-1.30, located on Gibson Road in Goshen Township from 20 tons reduced to 15 tons. This is the bridge on Gibson Road near Gaynor, for those familiar with the area. It's a result of an annual inspection currently scheduled for replacement in 2024, but we're always shuffling that list around, so we move this one up as well.
Board, you've heard the recommendation to reduce the weight limitation. This is the bridge located on Gibson Road in Goshen Township. Do I have a motion to approve?
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
Any discussion? Is this a permanent or just temporary?
It's permanent until it's replaced or repaired, yes.
All right, thank you. Call the roll, please.
Commissioner Batchelor?
Yes.
Commissioner Painter?
Yes.
Commissioner Corcoran?
Yes. Item number 12.
Mary Raines from the Office of Management and Budget. Item 12 is a request to increase the 2021 annual appropriations in the general fund for adult detention corrections retirement payout in the amount of $6,280.11, and for the Juvenile Victims of Crime Assistance Grant Fund in the amount of $30,580.63.
Board, you've heard the reading by Mary Raines, Director, Office of Management Budget, to approve and authorize, and this is for the annual appropriation resolution. It's a changes 191-20 for calendar year 2021. Do I have a motion to approve?
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
Any discussion? Hearing none, call the roll, please.
Commissioner Painter,
Yes.
Commissioner Batchelor,
Yes.
Commissioner Corcoran,
Yes. Thank you, Mary. Moving on, are there any additions this morning to the agenda? Okay. County staff elected officials discussion. We have a presentation this morning, Mr. Evans.
Thank you, David. Good morning. So we're here this morning to talk about a proposed stormwater district for Miami Trails. There are 3 sections, woods, estates, and sanctuary. Some quick background information, though, before we get into the specifics of this one. So when a subdivision is designed and built, there's a network of storm infrastructure that carries the stormwater, manages the stormwater for that subdivision. A lot of that is located in the right-of-way, and so would be maintained by the township, who maintains the road. But then there's also a substantial portion that's located outside the right-of-way. Some cases, the HOA maintains those pieces outside the right-of-way, but unfortunately, sometimes also would fall back to the owner of the lot where that storm infrastructure resides. In the last, at least 15 years or so, we require the HOA to be established to maintain those. Some of these older subdivisions may not have been set up that way, or HOAs don't always stay around. So that's where this is a good option, or a potential option, for some of those subdivisions. So anyways, we have 3 stormwater districts that have previously been authorized and established by the board. One is in another section of Miami Trails. There's also a one in Pierce Township, Prestwick subdivision. Then most recently, Harvest Ridge, also Miami Township. So those are the 3. There's just some history of some of the ones that we've seen in the past. So more specifically with this one, in 2018, the HOA for these 3 sections approached the county engineer's office about some concerns with some stormwater infrastructure items outside the right-of-way. So we kind of initiated this conversation about this potential option, gave some background information. This conversation has been going on, obviously, for a little while. In June of 2020, this board authorized a consultant to do an evaluation of the system for us. So we send out a televising firm to televise the pipes, get a full report, provide that back to us. So we completed our evaluation of that in January of this year. That allowed us to do a full assessment and then come up with the condition rating of each of the pipes, the ones that we could see anyways. And then put together a list of what needs immediate repairs, maybe what can wait a while, what looks good. And we'll get to that in a little bit. In February, the HOA sent out some information that we had helped put together to all the HOA members and asked for just a vote of interest at this point. And of the 386 lots, I believe 2 of those are open space. So of the 384 property-owned lots, 225 responded in favor. There were 29 that responded against, and then the rest were no response. Then here we are today, June 2021, at a public meeting to discuss the possibility and answer questions if there are any. So quickly, some of the things we're going to talk about today is the service area, where and what does this encompass, the extent of the service, so what items are included, the level of service, and then ultimately all of that combines together to come up with the cost. So we'll get to that at the end. I know it's really hard to see, but this is a portion of these 3 sections, wood, estates, and sanctuary. You can kind of see diagonal across the bottom, you may be able to see Branch Hill Guinea Pike, and then across the top, in the top corner, Little Miami River. Branch Hill 11 is up there to the right. In the bottom, you might see parts of the Oasis Golf Course, just to kind of give you a feel for where we are. This is just a portion of the next slide, so we wouldn't all fit on one very easily. This is the other portion, so this is kind of to the south of the previous slide there. I would note quickly, the Woods Estates and Sanctuary are all part of the same HOA, so that's why we're talking about the three together, but Sanctuary is actually located in the city of Loveland, so would not be included in this district because they're outside of our jurisdiction, and I believe the city of Loveland has a district or some process in place anyways. All right, so more specifically, based on the inventory and the evaluation of the system, again, we have 384 residential lots. There are 2 common lots maintained by the HOA. 142 pipe runs located outside the right-of-way. The total length is a little over 11,500 feet, so pretty substantial. You can see the material breakdown. A lot of it is plastic pipe, some PVC, and then there's some concrete, clay, and some other materials there. Condition rating, the reason for the range, 7 to 11% that we noted for immediate action. Some of those pipes are blocked. We're not able to get cameras through, so we're going to assume that those are probably in need of repair. And as we repair the ones that are known, we'll have a better opportunity to evaluate some of those others that we couldn't get to before. But approximately, we'll call it 10% of the pipe we think needs immediate repair. Estimated cost just under $75,000 for those. There will be some initial expense up front. Majority of the pipe, 65% still, is in good shape, and then 24, we need to monitor, but is probably good for the foreseeable future. So if the district is established, these are the things that would be covered. Looking at annual operating and maintenance, so televising, pipe cleaning, annual inspections, those kind of things annually or as needed. And then also a portion of the fee is collected for future replacement costs because eventually these things probably will fail and will need to be repaired. So part of that is for replacement of those items, the head walls, catch basins, pipes, those sorts of things, again, located outside the right-of-way. So all of that, we throw together the immediate needs, the cost of those immediate needs, the cost and the expected life of the infrastructure that's there, and the annual maintenance, and we pull those together to come up with an annual monthly cost per lot. We've calculated this one to be $11.63 per month per lot. And again, part of that includes the initial $75,000 capital need. So once that is recouped, this fee could be reduced at that time. Every 5 years, the way this is created, we have to come back and reevaluate the fee. So we could look at that every 5 or after this one, after that initial capital is completed. So I know that's kind of short, but that's what I've got. I'd be happy to answer questions.
Anyone have any questions this morning of Mr. Evans?
Jeremy, just one question. The $11.63 a month?
Yes.
How is that collected?
So that goes on the water and sewer bill. So it'll actually be collected bi-monthly, I believe, is how that is billed.
And that includes the $75,000 okay.
Correct, yes. That's the debt service payment plus the ongoing maintenance and the future replacement costs.
And the other thing, just a comment, this is a really nice way, in a good way, for people who live in a subdivision to contribute to the cost that's associated with just those particular property owners that were the lucky people who won the lottery when the developer made those lots and put a private easement on their property to take care of everybody else's water.
Right.
That's a difficult situation for people,
right.
Especially when you have 20 or 30 lots that all drain to your property and the erosion and all that stuff has to be taken care of. I know I'm a property owner like that, and I had that reviewed and taken a look at, and I got that great answer from Clermont County that said, not our deal, that's yours,
Right.
and totally understood, but this is a great way to solve that problem.
Sure.
You bet.
Any other questions this morning?
Thank you.
Thank you,
Mr.
Jeremy.
Evans. Thank you, Suki, for being with us too this morning.
We've got representatives from the HOA here also.
Thank you. Any questions or anything this morning for us? No? Thank you for coming in this morning.
Any comments, anything we need to know?
No, Not really. We've been working on this conceptually for almost 3 years. And glad to see it come to fruition. Really add it like an insurance policy for future problems as our systems, age. And I think it's a pretty good deal.
I think you said it best, where it's not about people when they buy the lot, they don't realize they have this on their property or don't have this on their property, and it is the lucky few who wouldn't have that burden. But this is a great way for the whole neighborhood to share a nominal expense to ensure the protection of the neighborhood.
And really, as a homeowner, you really aren't well versed in that. When you see an easement on a property that you buy, I mean, that's usually Cincinnati Gas and Electric, or today Duke. You always believe, well, whatever needs to happen on that easement is theirs. And one of the things that you learn very quickly is that that easement is only for them to take care of their utility. It's not to trim your trees, cut your grass, reshape your yard, and when you have a drainage easement like that and it becomes an 8-foot ditch that your kids are going to get hurt on, and rightfully so. When I say, Clermont County Stormwater comes and reviews it and then obviously informs you that they're not responsible for that, rightfully so. It's just, you're really not well versed in that, but you become well versed in it very quickly. Yeah. And then you have it fixed. And in my particular case, I had some neighbors who came and said, you shouldn't have to do all that, and let us help. So, that helped out a ton. But yeah, this makes perfect sense. And when they go to sell their property and it has that easement on there, those newer informed buyers who say, hey, who takes care of that easement? You can say, well, we have a stormwater district here. And, obviously that makes the property worth, you bet.
And that should help in the sale.
Oh, yeah,
in
absolutely.
Future sales of property within that area.
Yeah, if somebody came in and said, you got this drainage ditch and every 5 years you're going to spend about $12,000 regrading it, you're going to say, I'm not going to do that, right?
Thank you for joining us this morning, and we know that you're in good hands. We've got a good team over there in the engineer's office.
You bet.
Thank you for presenting this morning.
Thank you.
Good job.
Moving on this morning, we're going to move to members' comments. We have any member comments this morning? Commissioner Painter, Commissioner Batchelor.
Just good to see the county opened up. It's great to see people, being able to attend events and some of that planning coming back and venues opening up, and it's a nice thing. It's there are still some people that we need to invite out of the house who've gotten very used to being sequestered because of COVID. So,
Well, anything else?
No.
Also, this morning, I would like to recognize and welcome Erin Meadows, our new board assistant clerk here this morning. Would you like to say anything today? It's the only chance you're going to get, Erin.
I don't need the podium. I just want to thank you for the opportunity, and I'm really happy to be here.
Well, thank you. We appreciate everything you've done so far, and we know you'll do a great job as a clerk, assistant clerk. Thank you very much.
I'll miss her giggles out front there, though.
Yeah. At this time, I'll ask for a motion to adjourn this meeting. Do I have a motion to adjourn?
I'll make the motion.
Is there a second?
Second.
Call the roll, please.
Commissioner Batchelor?
Yes.
Commissioner Painter?
Yes.
Commissioner Corcoran?
Yes. Thank you for joining us today, and we will see everyone next week. Bye.